Tanya.
And we just wanted to show you some ways that we barbecue, and I think it's some things you can do at your house. Giving you some ideas on how I think you can save some money and bring the family together and have some fun. What we're going to be showing you today is we have pork shoulder. So you can get this in your store for $15 to $20, and we're going to show you how to rinse it, how to rub it, how to smoke it, and how to eat it. So we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, we're going to show you how to rub it now. This is our blend that we've spent probably 4 years coming up with. But how we came up with it was from Alton Brown. We started there. It's a nice recipe with brown sugar, kosher salt and pepper, and 6 other ingredients. I'll list that at the bottom of this video, which is where we started with this, and then we tweaked it and modified it and made it our own. You can do whatever you want. I'd recommend this, or you can find one of the McCormick's products in your store. They work very good also. So we're starting to rub with fat side up, because when we cook it, we do it fat side down. Jordan's going to show you. Oh, one last story. Jordan does all our pulled pork now. We came in 9th at Troy last year out of 32 teams. He rubbed the pork, so now he only rubs the pork. So Jordan's going to show you what we do. This one here is the money muscle. We'll be showing you that a little bit later. That's a real good piece of meat. Okay, good. Alright, we're gonna let this sit out for about an hour at room temperature, and that's the time when we go outside and start the fire. By the time the smoker's up to temperature, this will be ready to go. Now, as for you, you can do this in a crock pot. I would do it on low for about 8 hours. It's going to turn out fine. I'll give you some other ideas when we go outside, but we'll be back with you in a little bit. Well, here we are. The smoker's up to temp. I told you you could do it inside in a crock pot. You could do it inside in the oven, but then you're not going to get the smoke flavor, so it's really not barbecue. For the first 2 years of us doing it, we did it on our gas grill. If you have a gas grill, all you do is you turn on the one burner, let's say on the right hand side, and put your meat on the left hand side. That's indirect smoking. 2 years after that, we bought an inexpensive $150 smoker. I wouldn't say get one in the spring. I'd advise buying one in the fall when they're a little cheaper, and practice on that one. Then you're using charcoal and wood chunks and getting the flavor. We're going to be cooking on this today, so we'll be getting all smoke. I used a little bit of charcoal to penetrate it, or a little bit of charcoal to start it, and just cherry wood to keep feeding it. So we're about up to temp now. I'm going to put it on the smoker, and we won't have to check it again for about 4 more hours. I'm using a pan just because it saves on the drippings and a little easier for cleanup. So we'll see you again in about 4 hours. Okay, we've been out here in the wind smoking for about 4 hours. Some things I didn't tell you. We like to shoot for 225 degrees, and that'll take you about 8 to 10 hours. With the wind, we've been having a hard time, so I'm going to cheat. We're going to bring it inside, set it in the oven at 225. I'm going to open this now. We're going to take the temperature. Hopefully it's at about 150 degrees, and hopefully it's got the perfect color that we want. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, wrap it in foil, get it inside. Because it's only going to get smoke flavor for that first half of the cook time, which is around 150 degrees. So let's do it. Okay, here we are. Hope we get it 150. Alright, so we're probably at it might go up to 145, so I'm okay with this. And one thing I didn't tell you, they say if you're looking, you ain't cooking, but you know what, it's my meat, it's my food, I'm going to look at it. And what I do too, every time I lift this hood, I'm just going to hit it with some moisture. Now, we use apple juice. You can use apple juice, water, apple cider vinegar, combination of it. But I use apple juice. So, and I'm just hitting the dry spots. But like I said, we're done out here with the smoker. I'm gonna bring it inside. I'm gonna wrap it up, shut the door, and set the alarm for 4 hours. And then we're gonna open it up and look at it. And what we're going to want to see is I'm going to want to get it to 195 degrees and let it rest. And then we're going to show you how to eat it. So, see you in a bit. Okay, we did what we said. We left it in the oven for another 4 hours at 225 degrees, and at that point it was at 195 degrees. So what I did was took it out of the oven, unwrapped the foil to let it breathe. So here it is, it's resting. It'll actually gain in temperature a little bit and get to about 120 degrees. So you can see how tender this is. There's bone here. This will pull right out. So I'm okay with that. Now I've been standing by the smoker, so my nose gets a little messed up and sensitive. So I usually give a piece to Jordan to taste, like before competition, and we can see how we got to change it or add sauce or anything. So okay, so I'm okay with that. So this is hot. I talked to you about the money mussel. That's a good piece of meat back into here. The other pieces of meat that we enjoy the most are the ones that were in here right next to the bone. But it's all good. And the reason we cook it 225 is we just think it really helps the fat to render down. Render meaning just turn into moisture and go all out. So I'm going to use one of my Christmas presents I got, my meat rakes, and let's see what this does. You can see a smoke ring, so we got the penetration. So now we wanted to talk to you about ideas for your family. So my thoughts are, you make it, you got to get up a little early. Like you saw, we had about 9.5 hours into this thing. An hour to get the smoker up to temp, 8 hours to cook, half hour to rest. So what I want you to think about is, you know, just having a nice dinner with this. Don't know the size of your family, but you're going to have leftovers. This stores very well. After we're done shredding it, just if there's any yucky pieces of fat, get it out of there. Keep all the meat. Put it in a Ziploc bag. And get all the air out of it. Get it in the freezer. It'll store very well. Some other ideas we've found. We like it in tacos. We've put it in our chili. You can make a plate of nachos with it. It's very versatile and you have a lot of ideas. So I think you're definitely getting a dinner out of it and a couple lunches. And I think, you know, you can have a little family time and some fun and experiment with it. So this was having fun with pulled pork. Thanks for watching.